since we've been together. Oh,
It's Sunday. Vocal Coach Answering Questions Day. Sunday for Swisky. I got nothing.
Let me be the one.
How's everybody doing? Hope you're safe. Staying away from the coronavirus. It sounds horrible out there. I hope everybody stays in for a couple weeks and we can get rid of this thing. Now, off that sad note, on to answering some questions today and on yourvocalteacher.com. So I got a little chicken scratch here. I'm going to answer some questions. So Michael asked a couple questions. He asked, do you feel more pressure on oo or e when you're singing oo or e? I guess that's the question. You definitely feel, I feel a little bit more pressure on the oo because it's a back vowel. So the way the tongue sits and the way the sound comes up, you feel a little bit more pressure in the back of the throat. Whereas the e is a forward vowel, so you're going to not feel as much. It's going to be a little freer. That's my personal experience with it. He also asked how to get rid of the darkness in the voice. Should all the vowels be placed in front of the face? And I think so, yeah. The darkness of the voice, if the voice starts to fall back, you get this kind of dull sound. So I always try to keep my sound forward, the little Burton Coffin trick called humming with your mouth open. So if I say but I cover my mouth, the sound's nice and bright, but it's also got color. It's a real vowel. So I use that to kind of balance everything. That's like my little EQ. Because if it's back, and I check to see if it's in my nose, like because we don't want that. But you want that buzzy sound. So I hope that helps. That keeps that brightness. It keeps the too much darkness away. Chiaroscuro. Next question. Is there a feeling that comes with the right function? I guess it depends. For me, every register has a little bit different of a feeling. So like my chest voice feels one way, obviously your falsetto or your head voice feels one way, your mixed voice feels different than your chest voice. So there is definitely different feelings. When I'm in mixed voice and singing high, the voice feels more collected to me. It doesn't feel very shouty. It feels collected. And I have to lean on that sound so I don't get cut off. Which leads to the next question. Somebody asked about support, which is what? The most asked question to every vocal coach out there. So I can only look at it the way I look at it. And that is, he asked, should we squeeze the abs when we support? And I say no. I don't squeeze my abs like if someone's going to punch me in the stomach. Because the minute I do that, that locks. Tighten my stomach, that locks. So I don't do that. I think more about the inhale. The inhale being I let my stomach go and the air goes in the lungs. That's it. I just think of that. And my posture's good. Nothing's going to move here. It's going to be like I was on the ground breathing. And when I sing, it doesn't go back in. Pavarotti would say, you see those videos of him, he says, well, I breathe like this. And I sing from this position, meaning nothing's falling. This isn't tight, but it's not going in. I just sing from that position. And I sing from this position, see nothing's moving. So that's kind of the way that I look at support. If you could always take some lessons with me, we can get into it more. That's a question everyone asks. And to be honest with you, sometimes it eludes me. You know what I mean? And then I got to kind of get back on track. Oh, that's what support feels like. Oh yeah, I forget. You know, for me, I forget a little bit because when I was younger, I wasn't taught to support correctly. So I have to constantly keep reminding myself because I'm old. Buffalo Trace, good stuff. Okay. Now another question was, can you do a video on vocal cord function? So without doing a whole video on it, like I've said that in the past, like there's a certain vocal cord function, and really all it is if you really want to dumb it down and make it simple, if you say, ah, that's pure function. Ah, bad function, ah, ah, bad function. Pure function, ah, you hear a nice tone. So regardless of where I go, I don't lose that. When you're lower, you're going to feel more of the buzzy, rattly feeling. When you get higher, that kind of becomes a ring. So you don't feel it as much, the buzzy sound, but you'll hear it more in the ring of the voice. So as you go higher, you don't want the chords to separate. That would be bad function. You don't want, when I sing like that, I'm going to start singing like this. So you don't want that. When you sing high, you want the closure that you have on the bottom notes. And then obviously in and out of style, you can be breathy, you can do this. Those are all different things. But if you're looking at pure vocal function, that's a pure vocal function, without adding anything crazy into it. I hope that's kind of what you wanted. It's just kind of, if you really want to practice pure vocal cord function, just whatever you have in your low voice, if it's very easy and buzzy and clean, just try to keep that in your high voice. That's an easy way to look at it. There'll be a gradual elimination of that chest feeling as you go higher, but not a complete. So if I have, I feel this chord function happening there. As I get way higher, that's going to start to go away, and I won't feel that as much, that vibration. But I never completely let go of that, if that helps. A gradual elimination. So stupid. All right. And someone asked me about, because I used to, someone asked me about books and things at one time, and I said, I like the Seth Riggs' first book, Singing for the Stars, and how do I still feel about that book years later? I still think it's a great book to learn from. I think it's got great audio things on it, exercises. He explains it really well. He says on page 31, be careful, speech level singing doesn't mean sing like you speak. Different. He meant speech level posture, meaning you don't sing high notes like this. If you sing normal notes like this, high notes should be sung like this, not like this, not like this. It should be the same face, which I've done before in videos, so I've shown you that. Couple more questions. Where is it? Somebody asked. Oh, perspective on in-ears, the approach to both. And do I have them? Yeah, so I have in-ears. I've had in-ears since around 2003. I've been using them. At first, it was really hard to get used to them. I didn't like them. Because I was used to those monitors hitting me in the face and feeling that. And then you get here and you can actually sing a little quieter, which is kind of a hindrance in a way. If you get too used to it, I don't think it's good. Because it's so close to your ear. It's in there, so you're not projecting as much. It took me a long time to get used to it, and I still do it. If you ever see me in live videos, you'll always see me messing with my ears. I have one in, one out. Then I put one in, one out, one in, one out. Always that kind of a thing. I very rarely have them both in. I don't like that feeling. And I like to hear the front of the house a little bit. If the sound man's got you rocking in the front, I like to feel that. And if there's wedges or side fills, that's why I keep one ear, one out, so I could actually hear my voice in with the band, what it's kind of like. But they do take a while to get used to. If you get them, don't think, oh, I hate them. You'll love them. They're great. I still use them every gig. But I like I said, one ear, one out. I don't use them fully 2 ears. I can't do it. I don't know why. Just don't like the way that feels. But I hope that's from Dano. I hope that helps. Michael, thank you for the questions. Dano, thank you for the questions. Stavros. And I know there's someone's name I forgot. Is there any more questions? No, I think that's it. So stay safe out there, and if you want Skype lessons while you're home, you don't have to go to your teacher's house. You can get Skype with me right online. Isn't that awesome? You can reach me at yourvocalteacher@gmail.com, and you can go to the site to book the lessons if you want, yourvocalteacher.com. And I hope you're all doing well. Take care. Peace. Bye-bye.